welcome to another process video. This little Freddie still looking out of the window. We've just come back from a walk. Let's upcycle, reuse napkin backs. These, do you remember, do you know when you're making ephemera for junk journals or journals, you take the backing off when you're using paper napkins? Well, I was challenged to think of a way to reuse these. So I was showing in my live on Monday, I was doing some painting, some watercolor painting on the napkins, and I was putting them down on book paper because it's lovely when napkins and tissue paper show through with the book pages. And I've also been using some in my Christmas journal. And I thought it would be nice for you to have a close-up view, and we'll make a poinsettia. That's very famous popular Christmas flower. I'm just laying the glue underneath gently. I'm not putting any glue on the top because they're quite delicate, but it's amazing pushing it down. And amazing how it stood up to watercolor. I would never have thought to use watercolor. Come and see how lovely that looks. I'll give you a closer look. That's little Freddie. It's really lovely. Doesn't it look effective with the book page showing through? I love that. So these can be cut out individually for ephemera. I love it. The one I painted on Monday has already gone out in Happy Mail. So let's pop that over there. And I've got a napkin back here. They're great to print on, but I was just so surprised how... I've got some water here. I'll just dip that paintbrush in. I was so surprised how well it took to the watercolour. Mix it up so it's quite creamy. And it's just like I did so I'm not... It's just a little bit like painting on silk, if you've ever done that. I'm just delicately touching the tissue paper, the napkin back. It's not a true red, but I'm sure you can get poinsettias in all different colours. Oh, I know you can get white ones. Ooh! And then I think it has other petals coming like this. I'm just doing it roughly here. And this, seriously, is so relaxing. I do recommend it. Let's do another one. Why not? Can you see how it just sort of bleeds in? This is greaseproof paper at the back. Use what some form of non-stick paper that you can get hold of. The paints I'm using, the watercolour paints, are handmade in Britain. They're honey based. So you use what you have, or look up in your area if you need something like this, because obviously to get things shipped over, it adds to the price. This is lovely. Can you see? Take a deep breath and make sure you're sitting well in your chair. And slow yourself down. There's no rush. Whatever you're doing while you're watching or listening, remember to take some deep breaths. Just like Freddie, I'm going to flick some of this paint too, because that's delicious. It's a delicious thing to do. Oh, wonderful. I'm going to add a little gold centre. It's mixed in there. Make a little gold centre. It's not dry yet, so it's just going into it, but that's fine. You might want to let it dry. I've got a dry one over here because I just can't resist. I just can't resist doing them. Yes, this one needs the centres in it, so it's dry. So let me show you what it's like when they're dry. I was experimenting this morning. Little quick life update here. My mum is safely back home. She's had quite the traumatic time. It's always traumatic to leave, especially when you're older, or at any time have to leave all your home and your familiar surroundings. But she's back now in her nursing home, and I'll go again tomorrow. She's recovering and taking it easy now and rehydrating. And I'm going to flick some gold here just because I can. Yes, I could flick some on there. I've got an apron on. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, just see how relaxing that is. I shall take these off to the side and come on in with, oh yes, these ones are dry apart from the centre. So then I got it was this black pen. I don't think it matters what pen you use. I think the key to it is not to drag the pen, just to lightly and wispy. I like to do some curly bits as well. Doesn't matter, get some dots around here as well. Why not? And some dots in the middle. Yeah, just wispy lines, and there you have the poinsettias. Now, maybe you have ideas to use with your napkins. Sandy said in the chat on Monday that she uses the whites on magazine page, and if it's a glossy magazine, and she Mod Podges it on. Can't remember what glue she said she used, but glues it on the shiny magazine paper, and it gives it a matte surface. I thought that was a great idea. I know a lot of us stamp on napkin backs and use them for mop cloths too. But we can't save everything. Don't feel any pressure to use them if you don't want to. That's also fine. No pressure. We don't want pressure in our art. So simply, this is my poinsettia. My little painted napkin bag poinsettia. I'm going to leave the lid to these open. Thank you to Flo. Put the lid on my water. Thank you to Flo for letting me use her paints. I'm very grateful. Let me get my Christmas journal out and just show you the page that I did. Can't undo it. This is my simple Christmas journal, and it does feel nice in the hands, nice and soft and flexible. And I put one of the poinsettias, and I'm starting to make a poinsettia page, and as I go through I will be able to add more poinsettias to this page. I've just started it off. This was on day 3, not that I'm holding myself to any times or anything. Shall we just do some splats of gold on this? While we're here, let's just do a little bit of the journaling, shall we? Let's come in here with these. That's the great thing, we can just keep adding to our journal pages. We don't need to finish them. I'm flicking some paint on here. I was watching Cat Han's journal yesterday, her Christmas journal. It's an absolute joy, and the music had me, not only my feet tapping, but I was a little dance around the kitchen. The music was so nice. It's talking, but there's music as well. While this is on my brush, let's just go around this page. There we are. Lovely. And day 3 is all ready for when I find more poinsettia pictures. Ah, lovely. I got some banana cake today. You might want to grab yourself a lovely cup of tea or coffee or beverage of choice. Also, look, there's a little cake here. I think Flo's been doing some baking. Would you like a little slice of your cake, Flo? Oh, lovely. And oh, your little journal page this week. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Oh, your Father Christmas collection was coming on so beautifully. Freddie is fast asleep. We've just had a wonderful walk in the park with his little doggy friends, Honey and Irie, and oh, so sweet. I did take my scarf off a minute ago because I didn't want to dip it in the paint. Had a run around, and then we went to the cafe afterwards. Just so lovely. He's been going to this cafe since he was a little pup in arms. He knows it, and he knows it so well, and everybody makes such a fuss of him, and it's lovely.
I would say you got more traction.
This is really relaxing. It's hard to stop doing them. Have you any more ideas for napkin backs? Let me know. I'm just doing a miniature one there, just because I can with that little bit of paint left over. See if there's any more that will flick. Oh yes, oh I love doing that. It's watercolor, so it will wash off that plate. Right. I'm going to say, let's light a candle while we're here together, because we're just relaxing really, aren't we? Relaxing together, just spending this little extra bit of time together in the midweek. It's nice to be home, to be here today, to be with you. To light the candle. As Jennifer says, the candle is really burning bright at the moment when we light it. I'm lighting this candle and I'm thinking of people that are having lots of tests and investigations, medical investigations. How tiring this can be. And I'm continuing to think of people that are struggling physically and emotionally. And especially as we're getting nearer and nearer into this time of year, it seems to magnify our feelings. In a busy world, it's quite nice to have that time just to slow down and take a few deep breaths. I hope you get a chance this week to look after yourself and to do something maybe creative. And I'll say goodbye from Freddie and myself, and I'm going to be packing a bag now because I'll be going on a train journey tomorrow, another train journey. So I think I shall probably take some slow stitching with me on the train. It's always handy to have little things in our bags and on our desks that we can just grab hold of or do. It does help us. So from Freddie and myself, I'll say goodbye and thank you for joining us. It's been lovely. I've really enjoyed it, and I certainly feel, I really do feel so relaxed after doing that with you. Take good care, everyone. And young Freddie, have you just had a wonderful time in the cafe with your friends? Have you?